one voice. And that's why in this sense of this committee, it was the Surgeon General, which is another political body of medicine, which is like the president's doctor. It's like even in one little hospital, I've met Mandela there. I've met the ministers. I've met who else is there? There was also Zuma as well. A number of our politicians would go to one military hospital for their treatments and doing items. And so it is a space of where we have a doctor who's not that has been changed based on politics, but a person who's saying, here's a director of, we need to train things differently. I've spoken to other voices. How can we find us a way, James, and working the teams, can we do this differently? And we are building this, even though it takes time, but we found very quick and efficient ways of doing it, thanks to inventions of others. We are creating dialogue, as you said. So you're right, make them aware, sure, but what going there and changing it for them, as I said, treat the government person who needs help as well. It's much easier. So a lot of people, like the nanobubble canal thing, I just went to put a column there and asked the guys building, listen, will you pay for the pump? It's so cheap compared to everything else. They said, sure, we already spent R500,000 Rand on these islands that are not growing. What's, a couple of thousand Rand? So sure, give it, no problem. And it makes a difference to the canal. So persons will give money, or even you can put your own money, and the Treasury Department and the tax rebates in South Africa are amazing. They allow for this to happen, to give the support, not just through paying a politician that, but to actually make contribution, and the taxpayer will reward you for it. So it is, I agree with with what you've gone through and the schlep, and even what Alan says and Freddie and them. I agree. Look, I've been through it. I still go through it. But it's the job to adapt with the different answers, and one does not have to waste energy trying to change people. It's never going to work. We are going to grow people, and that's what we did with Charles Collins, and that's why he's such a fantastic. That's why we're doing the documentary, another one with him, because it's just so powerful in that message. And the more people have less resources, and we develop solutions, the more they can empower themselves to make their change in environment. And that's why I put even a climate change model of the terrain versus germ model, and the Richard Feynman. You're complaining about cows and coal power plants and cars and everything else. Heck, you can still have your coal plants. Let's just counteract it in a different way. You can still have, if you're scared about sharks. I mean, this is what I loved about the shark barrier system, and also it's the issue with the La Reunion, is that we have a lot of land that people want to invest in and move different way. It makes it more easier with internet communications now. And people want to live by the beach or in a nature reserve area. But they're so shit scared of going to the water because of a potential shark attack. So putting these magnets in and adding some nanobubbles and a system to it, you're cooling the planet very quickly. You make a beep fortune on property development, because land that you can buy for cheap that no one wants to touch beforehand, you can now turn to a wonderful tourist income destination of B&Bs, because everyone wants to go there to experience the science and then take it back to their own homes. That's what we've been doing, like with these different projects, with the hospital, the Isle of Main. Public, anyone can fly here. You want to go to Amsterdam, people before want to come here for the prostitutes or the getting high and everything. Fine. You won't find the prostitutes anymore, but you can get high. But now you can come and stay at these facilities and go, wow, this feels amazing. This is cool. And it's so simple, I'm going to do it back home. So, and like I said, it's in USA. We did it in South Africa. We did it in France, La Reunion, being done in different parts of the world. This is how you effect growth to the items you're wanting. That is just, it's there. And I get you, feeling wrong and being hurt is horrible. But when you have low dopamine, you cannot get better. And this is, again, the message from Desmond Tutu. With the truth and reconciliation elements, horrible crimes. It wasn't a thing about lynching people and getting revenge in that. Openness, community, I understand, I forgive, I love, I share, and I grow together, needing a community. And Tutu did the mission of getting scientists and religion together to grow this whole process. And I cannot apologize or say sorry for that for other people on the past. It's a thing of, we know we're doing things differently. You're part of it, and it's a growing process. Just as you demonstrated your change of clothing today. I mean, even look at your profile picture. Different, you have blue clothing here versus you wearing your red and green today. That is the photon flux model right there and then.
Very good.
It is. And we'll do it. We'll do it. That's what next year's report, another element. We keep growing and growing.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is really exciting, all these. I just wish we could do it. Yeah, but that slowly, I get you. Yeah.
Anna, you have young persons that everyone has a cell phone. Just there and there, like I do with anybody else. They got a Google one. I say, throw your Google one away because they're not updating the software. Get an iPhone, make sure it's OLED. I'll show you how to change the software. You'll feel different and you'll feel better. You can even take, like I showed the bicycle light, they can put the phone on airplane mode on their breast and it will stimulate breast production and reduce inflammation. Using a cell phone,
I don't know how to do that. I'm too
I get it, but we are learning and we're teaching. That's why we're doing documentaries.
Yeah, so that's what I've got to learn. I will go and read up how to change that cell phone and do those kind of things.
But any of those young children, they know how to do videography, filming, TikTok videos. They love to spread that message.
Okay.
It's not up to you to save the world. You just need to grow yourself.
Okay. Great.
That's it.
Okay. Thanks so much.
I think I've gotten longer and longer. Vilma, anybody else with questions?
No.
No, James, I think that was quite comprehensive. And thank you so much. It was brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Deborah, what is your, I know we always love to hear some of your clever words. All right, you.
I've got my light right here, and you brought up something about the trampolines, and I think that was one of the things that old Dr. Wonderlick told me was one of the best things you could do for your health was to get a mini trampoline. And unfortunately, I don't have one here, but that's a simple thing a person can do to improve their health.
So rather get a Surfskate, especially in the US, they're a lot cheaper there, and pick up a Surfskate. Trust me, Deborah, you are not too young for it. And here's the interesting thing: people with like horrible chronic fatigue or horrible diseases, they're so tired they can't move. But at the end of the day, in the afternoon sunset time, they hop on the board and they feel energized. They're happy. They change state so quickly because it simulates similar effects to the trampoline. But you can just pick it up and take it anywhere with you, and it's cheaper than a trampoline.
Well, actually, there's those small trampolines that they're just maybe 3 or 4 feet in diameter.
Yeah, they don't really work out in practical application. And also you get the cord one, which works better than the spring system. But again, it takes up space. It's people don't really do it. It's not. I'm talking about practicality and output and use on clinical outcome results in persons. Surf skating, you'll more quickly see people, or easier for a person who's struggling to get on a board than to jump on a trampoline or buy a trampoline or put up a trampoline.
Are they different to skateboards?
They use a different truck system, a different mechanism on the bottom.
Are they available in South Africa?
They are. You can even just order them on AliExpress and they ship to you.
Oh, okay.
And it's something that anyone can have access to. And again, you engaging in an activity that people can be more out and about and building up dopamine and mechanisms. And it's a lot safer than normal skateboarding, a lot safer.
Okay.
So if a person has Parkinson's, always shaking, having trouble, see them on a surf skateboard. You wouldn't believe how quickly and better they feel and more confident.
Wow.
Their shirts are off, they're getting the serotonin to the tummy, the symptoms get better. But because the reason why surf skating was invented was because normal surfing, if you try to be out there, you maybe get 10 seconds of training over a 2-hour period of actually riding the wave. It's not practical. You have horrible weather. Maybe you feel self-conscious, the weight, it's a cost barrier. Where you have a surf skate board, that's what the world trainers, world competition guys do. They get surf skateboards to improve their surfing ability. The being man, woman size different. You hop on one, you start getting better, and you would move kilometers and kilometers on it. And we have different ones for different benefits. Like I said, knee injuries. Certain people have this because the whole light effect, knee problems. And these guys and women who have horrible movement with their knees, they have significant improvements in their knee issues by hopping and doing surf skating. Like again, quantum mechanics, quantum biology, so counterintuitive, but pragmatic application is so easy and so good.
Great.
Hey, I'm heading out to Target today to get one.
Go to Target, or you can find, like I said, you can find different ones online, different. I mean, yeah, you can see like Yao, Meraki, different. They've used different fancy names, but it's just, yeah, you get the stuff, you get your padding, and you start going and evolving the process.
Okay, so the surf skateboard, what is that? Just a wider.
A wider board, longer board, depending what's brought to your height, and it's got a different wheel system and a different truck system, like how it moves and swivels. And you have different brands out there. So you get ones that say like they'll advertise for $300, but you can order it from AliExpress, the same thing for, including delivery, maybe $120 or less, sometimes $60. So that's again, brand, marketing, understanding the science. But it's a thing of, you got great videos out there. I mean, there's a guy called Surfskate or something, gives very practical videos, information, but you can just, YouTube is fantastic. You can see, you can learn, but it's a way of getting out and about and on the house and moving and feeling confident. And you know, if you fall, you learn to roll, you get different techniques, you get padding, that's what it's there for. But there's no reason for you to be locked up in your cabin. And longboards, you know, the idea is cool, but I hate them because you cannot turn on them. They take up so much space, they're heavy. Surfskate, you can turn nice sharp corners. You don't have the restrictions of a longboard. So we take like the whole beach tennis thing. People want to do tennis, but technical this and that method. Beach tennis, you can just be a pure amateur and you can learn to become a professional within under a year and be on the international circuit, because it enables a different way of learning. We're using old science and medicine to better understand what can we do to refine and make it better. And it's not sex determinant. It's not these other elements. We opening this dialogue barrier. That is what we are. We focus, like Pierre said, by Tupelo principles. You have a complaint. Here's a positive impact, positive action result.
Okay.
That's why we covered even the chest freezer thing last month's webinar. The whole, you know, putting a chest freezer and getting it, and it's easy. But still, if people have a trouble, you get a Surfskate. It's an easier way to move around. And like I said, you can hop on a bus, hop on a plane, take it with you. People get very attached to it. Again, yes, if you have the salesman give you the wrong sales of what to do, how to do it, you're going to have the wrong board configuration for you. But this, again, like I said, you're working with physicians, we're training people, we're helping them understand how they can get those better results. And because like we taught in the course, like Vilma will tell you, and the key thing, we did lectures on quantum brain. If you cannot have the brain have a sufficient neurochemistry or ATP energy metabolism, it's impossible for anyone to grow and develop differently. Impossible.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Good. I think that we're done, unless anyone else has a last comment. Thankfully, yes. Alan put in the directives. Yes, I'm very familiar with them. I get it, Alan. I agree with you, and they're a bitch enough. I agree with you, but it's we have to reset things and just focus on, let's start training and sharing by learning, and that's how we help people. If you just go out attacking a politician who is so tired already, doesn't have the energy metabolic in their brain, they're not going to get better. They're not going to be able to help you. They won't. Joshua, thanks very much as well. Very cool. I like the comments. And then, yeah, we'll keep posted. Vilma, I'm not going to do another webinar on debriefing this stuff. I think some volunteers can always edit and cut out certain snippets, but the report is pretty clear and concise. And anybody wants to learn, they would just go out there and experience it. We've got the training courses. We've done this stuff. If people are not sure, government's there to support, help with financial solutions, and it's a global effort. And like Alan and Freddie said, even Anna, you got these big organizations, or what people perceive as people around the world. As I said, a person in Geneva, Switzerland, not going to give a jack shit toot hop hoo-ah of Western Cape, South Africa, of magnetic flux drop, or HIV for a coupled haplotype, or all these things, because their cultural growth and development or environment does not cater for it at all. And you do not have to listen to it. That's what is stated in the manifesto of the WHO. It is, like I showed a picture, it's an international advisory committee. Each country brings forward to learn and exchange. not to hear from Emily, Emily, give us direction. Tell us what we must do as a dictatorship. Not at all. And even within the WHO, and someone says a quote, oh, WHO said it's safe. I ask, which division are you talking about? Which data document are you talking about? Because if something printed in 19 wherever footsack is going to be very different to what is now as an answer chain. That's why we did it very bold, very big wording. And this is what is it. If you don't agree with it politically, it's fine, but take it to a judge. And this is why we used Nobel Prizes. We used the physics laws, because in court, you can cite what's called universal laws, like something called gravity. Therefore, you do not need to cite studies or safety or do whole new aspects. So when you say like the Department of Health must change this, application of biophysics to the universal law, you don't have to do a study or cite studies. You just cite the biophysics law, and that's enough to the judge does not need to have anything more. No expert witnesses, none of that other stuff.
Okay.
That is our job to make it efficient here. So that is a difference between an energy flux model and a photon flux model. This is what the words sound weird, but that is, read the report again, redigest it, and it will get better.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You must be exhausted. You need a lot of water now. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Speaking about the water, I hardly drink much water during the day. I get the water from my foods.
Okay.
That's what we teach in the course. That's the valuable thing of deuteronomics.
Okay.
Seeing things differently.
Yeah. Great.